Okay, it's your boy Don Luca with Raw America News. We are at a protest. They are chanting regime change for Iran. All right. We got a whole bunch of people. The White House is right over there.
Make Iran! Make Iran!
But my question is, would you support boots on the ground in Iran?
There's not a need. If there is a need, yes.
We've got economic turmoil, we've got Donald Trump firing people on TV, and we got war in the Middle East. It's my Gen Z childhood all over again. Hello, I'm Luke, Raw America's new Capitol Hill reporter, and I'm here to cover everything happening in Washington, D.C., from House votes to Senate hearings to protests on the ground. The United States has been at war in the Middle East in some form or another for pretty much my entire life. And if you ask people from my parents' and grandparents' generation, they could tell you about the last time that there was a conflict involving the United States and Iran, and what happened to the gas prices. I thought we cared about those Republicans. And even at this early stage, the numbers are quite clear that this involvement in Iran is quite unpopular amongst the American people. Yet, evidently, not everyone feels that way. And so the question that's been on my mind really has been, who are the people that are in support of yet another war in the Middle East? So I wanted to talk to the people that were in favor of this war. So here in the nation's capital, I found a protest. On Saturday, March 7th, an organization known as DC Protest for Iran put on a march near the White House that involved them circling these several blocks around the building on Pennsylvania Avenue. But they couldn't quite get in front of the White House. And not just because of all the ballroom construction, which who knows where that's going to go, but because there was another protest already happening. Directly in front of the White House, or as close as you can get now, there was an opposing anti-war protest being put on by a variety of local organizations, including, but not limited to, the local chapters of the Party for Socialism and Liberation and the Democratic Socialists of America. And yet, the pro-Iranian war march by DC Protest for Iran planned on, said this right on the Instagram story, terminating right in front of the White House. So I saw this and I thought, confrontation, arguing, who knows what's going to happen? I'm there.
Pedophile! Fuck you! If you don't think the missiles are coming for you, you're wrong! They're gonna bomb you just like Iraq! Just like Afghanistan!
Things started heating up at about 2 o'clock. People started arriving, yet the tourist buses were still dropping people off, which was a bit unfortunate, but, you know, what are you going to do? As you can see, I am not the only press here. I'm not sure what we got going on over there, but one of the first frictional moments was actually quite early into the protest. This was actually way before the bulk of the anti-war protesters were even there. This guy, who seems to be draped in a Greenland flag, had some comments.
And so since then, we've talked about it several times. He's told other people he supports this.
Fuck you! Fake protest!
And it has.
Fuck you! Uniparty bullshit! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! All your plans, bro. There's no need to fuck away from me.
And in addition to that, also quite early on, a bit of a ways down 16th Street from where the protest was just starting to take place, I saw this gentleman here. He had set up a whole stand for himself, sign and chairs included, a la political YouTuber, with the goal of convincing people that the Iranian conflict is a good thing.
No one likes war. There's no one can really say war is a nice thing, but sometimes we need to have it.
I see.
That's, how are you going to support the Iranian people who are getting killed? There's no way other around it.
Okay.
I'm very sorry that 6 people were killed, but, President Trump made a good decision.
How do you see that future with a secular democracy in Iran coming back?
We are at the beginning of the way.
Okay.
Who knows?
I'm going to have to doubt that a lot of people are going to agree with that opinion, but at least he was honest about it. He kind of just laid it all out there. And as the anti-war protesters were really starting to get going with the microphones and the chants and the drum and the anti-Trump and anti-war signs, that is when you could hear the pro-war march as it marched down the street. I would say that the pro-war march really felt more like a parade. I think that's actually a better term for it, because I'll just show you.
President Trump, thank you! President
So yeah, we had the music, including the Ayatollah is Dead remix, and YMCA featuring people doing the Trump dance.
And I see people doing the Trump dance. Hold on. They're all doing the Trump dance.
And many, many, many flags. Now you might notice what flag this is. It's almost the current Iranian flag, but not quite. The reason being this is the lion and sun flag, which has the lion in the center, and that represents the flag of Iran from the Pahlavi dynasty era before the 1979 revolution in which the Ayatollah took over. For context, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi was the final Shah of Iran. He was deposed and driven into exile by the 1979 revolution that saw the Islamic Republic, the current government, put into power. And since then, his son, Reza Pahlavi, has taken over as the head of the family, and he is the one that they want to instate as the new ruler of Iran. The Pahlavi rule had its own set of problems. That is a issue for another day. I was able to speak to some of the members of the protest who had wandered off from the main parade area, and here's what some of them had to say.
First of all, we want to thank President Trump, the first president who was brave enough to confront the Islamic Republic. The next step for Iranian is to elect their own leaders. Our choice is Prince Reza Pahlavi.
So you want to bring Pahlavi back?
We want to bring Pahlavi back as a transitional leader into selection of what the next step for choices of people are to rule the country.
So to democratize the country.
Yes.
I see.
Democrats wanted the mullahs in power. They thought, he is just someone they can control, and they let him roll over for 47 years. So this is the mess. It's cleaning up the mess, really.
How long do you see the United States intervention going on for?
Hopefully 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks.
Hopefully, President Trump and his administration will continue till we get rid of these murderous terrorists out of Iran.
Okay.
It would be the best thing for Middle East and the rest of the world.
How do you feel about Israel and their involvement?
We helped them once, the Persians, the Cyrus, the Great helped them. They're paying back.
We love Bibi, and thank you, people of Israel, for rescuing Iran from this occupiers.
Oh, I see the flag right there. The two flags there, yeah. So, okay.
The only friends we have in Middle East is the Israelis.
There's a trend. Democrats do want to see the mullahs in power. Republicans, they want productivity. They want them to come up. And this is what the liberal left doesn't understand. Or they understand, but since they have pro-Russia or pro-China agenda, they just don't get it.
Do you think the Democrats have pro-Russia and pro-China agendas?
It's not that. They are hard-bleeding liberal whose their parents have got rich and they have lost touch of reality.
Thank you, President Trump.
Probably my grandkid would be a liberal. Probably. Which is not good.
As you can see, the bulk of the protesters were Iranian Americans who were in favor of removing the Ayatollah's regime. And yet we can't take this to represent the totality of Iranian Americans and their opinions on this conflict, because it is a very, very large group of people spread all the way across the country. And polling data shows that they are quite split on this issue. They are not all represented by the organization that put on this march. Because frankly, even among those who support a regime change in Iran, much of what the American intervention is creating is quite unjustifiable. Because in addition to the American military personnel whose lives have been either endangered or even lost at this point in this conflict, we've been seeing stories coming out of Iran of elementary schools with hundreds of children inside being destroyed, and bombing campaigns over oil refineries filling the clouds over cities with black polluted smoke. And still, what is the plan? This protest, they seem convinced that Shah Pahlavi is going to be put back in charge, but I have not seen any indication that that's coming anytime soon. And so is this just destruction for the sake of destruction? There's plenty of reason for anybody to have significant questions about this conflict. And so when I asked the protesters, where do you see this conflict going? What's your ideal? Here's what they had to say. Nobody knows how long it's going to take. Nobody knows how many more lives will be lost. Nobody knows how much more destruction there will be. Yet, the MAGA sign holders, They did make a little bit of an appearance, and I did get to speak to them.
Can you describe the sign to me?
Oh yeah, kicking the savage mullahs out.
What could President Trump do in this war that would lose your support? I guess you could say. Like, what's too far?
I tell you what, if he would walk away without getting it done, at this point, it's too deep.
But American boots on the ground, no.
American boots on the ground, right now, no, there's not a need. If it comes to it, sure.
So I asked you, like, what countries you said that the U.S. should, like, kind of get into. And you mentioned Britain and Germany.
Britain, yes.
Huh?
Britain looked the other way when there was a sex trafficking scandal. It was because of who the sex traffickers were.
A quick note from yours truly here. I thought that Mikey Mike at this point was going to go into a discussion of some Epstein files related stuff, which would have been quite interesting, but he did not do that. I thought he was going to talk about Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell and all those sorts of things, and he ended up going into a totally left field explanation that I don't even really fully understand, so here you go.
And it was, we cannot go after them because it is racist and Islamophobic, whatever those words mean.
They did go after Prince Andrew for the files, though.
Okay.
So, do you think that we should do that here?
Oh, sure. So people have to be definitely guilty, and then go after everybody. No one gets a pass.
Nobody.
Nobody.
What do you think the United States should do from a foreign policy perspective in relation to those European countries?
There could be sanctions.
You would like to sanction the European countries? Really? So, UK, Germany, Norway, Denmark. You would be interested in sanctioning them, perhaps?
Yes.
I see. Wow.
That right there is the exact thing that I'm talking about. Donald Trump ran on a no more wars platform. He was quite clear about this. And yet, his partisans will support this exact type of foreign intervention only if Donald Trump does it. As we can see, they would even support American boots on the ground if Donald Trump ordered it. I mean, my takeaway from the pro-war march, nobody knows how long this conflict is going to go on for. Nobody knows what its ultimate outcome will be. Nobody knows how or if a lasting regime change is actually going to be put into effect in Iran. All that we can see as of now is a war. There's already a new Ayatollah. Missiles are being fired back and forth every single day. And who is going to be paying the price for that? Many, many, many people, including the Iranian civilians, potentially thousands and thousands of them, and American military personnel, as well as the people of other nearby countries that are caught in the crossfire. They are convinced that Pahlavi is going to be reinstated, but I haven't really seen a valid plan for that to become reality. Nobody knows how long it's going to take. Nobody knows how many more lives will be lost. Nobody knows how much more destruction there will be. Do I feel as though the pro-war people put up a convincing case for this military conflict? No, I absolutely do not.